What's good, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, bro. Episode 3, my brother. Yo, guys, I know we took a couple of freaking days off, bro.
Yes, we did.
Like, as you can see, our whole background is different.
Yeah.
We've been trying to, like, elevate, you know what I mean, little by little. And, oh, yeah, if you're new in this channel, my bad. My name is John. This is my brother,
Jose.
Thank
you very much.
We started this podcast to help young fellas like us who are young fathers, young men, and just to, like, mentor you guys and at the same time mentor ourselves and look back at these videos and learn from it. And what's the topic today, my brother?
The purpose of a man. That's the topic.
Purpose of a man.
Yeah, the purpose of a man or a purpose. I feel like, again, I want to apologize for the delay. Yeah, it's the delay.
A little delay, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
A little politically correct. Yeah, we had life get in the way, fatherhood and stuff, and also we wanted to kind of tune up the background or the scenery for you viewers at home or wherever you're tuning in from. We appreciate you. But yeah, no, I think we're gonna touch on purpose of man, because I think it's important.
Of a man, bro.
I think it's important. I think it's definitely important to understand, what as a man, what your role or duty is.
Okay.
Not only, for your future spouse, partner.
Yep.
But for yourself, man.
For yourself, for sure, bro.
Definitely.
That's a big topic. You hear me, bro?
It is.
Purpose of a man.
And it's one of those that, it's complex because you have what society defines purpose of a man. Oh, you have to be jacked, or you got to be on your P's and Q's, or for a lot of us, it's you gotta have the big bucks. You gotta make the big money. Money.
Yep.
And not to say that it's not important.
Yeah, a lot of people say money doesn't buy happiness, but you ain't happy if you're broke.
What does that mean?
You know what I mean?
I'm
not saying it does buy happiness, but you can't really live without no money, my brother.
No, you can't live without money, but it shouldn't be the end all be all.
No,
and I think that's where I think society has have its thumbprint on it. It's we're taught, go to school, be a doctor. I'm sorry, guys. Be a doctor. Should have fucking taken care of that shit. Bloopers. Hello. No, but back on topic. Society has a thumbprint on what men should be like.
They have an image.
Right.
Of what a man should look like, what a man should act like, what a man should do.
And now that's changing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As we can see all across
it's a lot
advertising.
It's a lot changing.
Yeah, it's huge. I think if you're not familiar with the terms blue pill, red pill, sort of deal. I personally, I'll speak for myself in this. It's I kind of fell victim for the red pill ideology.
What do you mean by that? Because I myself I'm not understanding. So clarify for people. What do you mean with red pill, white pill?
So there's a lot of the blue pill would be I guess feminine simps. I guess wife runs the household kind of deal.
Okay.
If I'm mistaken, you guys can clarify for me. But and I think red pill would be more of the dominant alpha male. I make the money. You do what I say at home. I call the shots, kind of deal.
Okay.
And it's it's an ideology like everything in life, right? You can have your ideas.
For sure, bro.
I came to the realization that the best thing is to more or less combine the two colors because it's you have to take in consideration a lot of things, right? Manhood is not the dictatorship in a marriage relationship, which is kind of when you dig into more of the red pill, that's kind of what you.
It's some people that take that to the chest. I feel like too, what I'm trying to say is when they say oh, I'm the man of the house and I run the show, and that could kind of be like the epitome of destruction in a way. You know what I mean? Because your wife could feel belittled in a way,
right?
You know what I mean?
It should be a little sense of respect, right?
Yeah, it should be exactly. That's what I was looking for. It should be a sense of respect.
Absolutely.
It should be 50-50 in a way.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It should look, man, at the end of the day, for to have that conducive relationship with your spouse, it's important to understand who she is, what she likes, what she doesn't like.
Sure.
But to tie into the topic of today, which is the purpose of a man, it is all that and more. right? It's like I said, society will have you thinking, I gotta have, you know, the nice car, the big house, you know, the great career, the great job. And I'm not saying that that's not important.
No, that's definitely important, bro. 100%. That's all important. Those are key points of life.
Exactly. You need those things.
You need those things,
right?
Bro. You know what I mean? But too much of anything could be bad for you too.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Too much anything could hurt you.
Could be bad for you. So it's like,
100%.
What do you see? Like, what do you think the purpose of man should look like?
What I think it should look like.
What do you think it should look like? Not what like society has built a whole thing on. You know what I mean? Like, what do you feel like it should be? What it should look like?
So obviously, you know, as a man of faith, right? It's one of those that like I said, I fell victim to a certain ideology to an extent, right? So after studying a little bit more, reading a little bit more, you kind of get the idea that if you're looking for the ideal man, you should look at who Jesus was, right? Because we're not perfect, right? So when you say, "Oh, perfect man" or "perfect woman," like, okay, what is that? In my lifetime, I don't know what that is.
But not to cut you off, because but so you're looking at it from a spiritual side.
Spiritual, yeah, in a sense, yeah, in a spiritual side, but that would take away that Jesus was actually here on earth. So I don't want to say that because he was.
So to find your purpose, you feel like a man should go through God spiritually.
I think that there should definitely be a relationship.
That's where he should start.
Yeah, I think that it should definitely be a relationship with God. Obviously, I think everybody should have that.
Yeah.
Also, it's understanding who Jesus was, what he did, you know, and it ties it into, you know, he wasn't, I don't want to say he wasn't a warrior. He was.
For sure, bro.
In his own way. You know, I would encourage everybody to just read up on Matthew and definitely look into how he lived and how he carried himself. I mean, Jesus wasn't a guy that had a lot of riches, right? I mean, he barely had a place to stay.
But like I've said before, money is not what being rich is. Being rich is being healthy, having a family, you know,
100%.
Eating every day, sleeping.
Now that goes into okay, so you have all this money. You have everything you could ever want.
Yeah.
And it doesn't explain why people feel so empty.
Yeah.
So it's like you start to see those successful people, successful men, right? Mm-hmm. Who are not gonna settle or are not gonna tie themselves down to one woman, right?
Yeah, there's many.
Oh, I'm the one that's set. I get to pick and choose. I get to play the field, right?
That's what I meant. Like that's what I meant when I said earlier when I was like, oh, there's people that take it to the chest like too hard to the point where they're like, oh, they belittle their wives, right? And like they take full control and now they're doing whatever they want.
And then unfortunately, you know, money does have a way to either enhance who you really are.
And no, money definitely. Then that's a great point you made there, bro.
Money has a way to enhance who you really are.
What money does is when you get money, you become more of what you already are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a nice person, you become more of a nice person. If you're an asshole, you become more of an asshole. You know what I mean?
And I think that's why it's important to have that relationship with God, because money won't taint your vision. Mm-hmm. I mean, it can, but if you have a strong foundation of who you are and in your purpose, yeah, money's a great asset.
Not for sure, bro. Right? We need it.
But what are you gonna do with it? Yeah. So, you know, a lot of, you know, I think that in an ideal world, right? Scratch ticket, $2 billion. Like, okay, what the hell am I gonna do with $2 billion? Yeah. Like, I have generational wealth. Like, I'll have everything I ever want. Now, if I
then what?
And then what, right? Like, and then
that's that point. You got to that point. That then what?
So it's like, you know,
if you had your purpose first,
you would have a better understanding.
You would have a better understanding what to do, or like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but you would know like how to feel about that. You probably wouldn't even feel like it's a big deal to have that money.
It wouldn't excite you as much.
It wouldn't excite you, and you would know how to like manage it better in a way.
Yeah, and I think, you know, and
you know what I mean?
It'll not that the purpose. When you have that purpose, it's more like, and we can tie it in. It's more of doing something with intent and having determination behind it, right?
Yeah.
Why are we here? It's a question that like, oh, what are we doing here on earth, right?
Yeah.
You know, and as
everybody has asked themselves that same question.
Right.
Of course, bro.
Are you gonna find it in material things? I don't think so.
No,
I mean,
it's definitely not a material thing. It's like when you want something, right? And then you finally get it, and you've had it for a year now. Now it's just in a corner, and you don't even care much about it.
right.
So it's like eventually material things just they don't
They
feel
come
you.
and go, man.
Yeah.
They come and go. You get that
Exactly.
dopamine hit like that.
So
I got it.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
So it's like
goes away.
you need to self-satisfy yourself, and the only way you could do that is like through God.
Through God, and
because you'll always be satisfied, bro.
100%,
I feel like
100%.
But not everybody is spiritual, bro, or believes in God, or like we could go into a whole nother topic, bro. Because honestly, not everybody's spiritual. So what about those people that aren't spiritual? How do they find their purpose as a man or as a woman?
And then it's tough. It's tough.
Because you said I say because you said you would take the spiritual route, which I 100% agree with. But what about them? They don't believe.
Those that don't. It's not that they don't have a purpose. It could be that, it is a tough thing to talk somebody out of or trying to explain.
Yeah.
I think you'll find out at the end. What do you mean by that, Jose? Thank you for asking. So the problem is
I was about to.
So the problem, I saw it in your face.
Yeah.
So the problem is this, right? They follow this path. That they wholeheartedly believe that it's their purpose.
Okay.
They get to that line, that finish line.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now what? Like you have that, some men get to that finish line.
And then they eventually start thinking there's something more.
But haven't you noticed those that are the successful, the elite?
Yeah.
They keep getting more. They want more. They want more.
Yeah.
It's a hunger that you never satisfy.
Right.
You keep eating.
Yeah.
So what are you searching for? Like what are you in it for? I can't explain the happiness and the joy that I experience with my relationship with God. It's not to downplay anybody that isn't on that path or that doesn't believe in God.
For sure, bro.
I pray that God touches you and shows you His light and His joy and His peace. But I'm not as a Christian. I'm not here to bash somebody because they don't believe in God.
Okay.
I think
that's good that you feel like that, because there are those Christians or Catholics
it's the stereotypical
that they're like you have to.
Yeah, and you're not helping anybody.
Nah.
So when you come to purpose,
you're pressuring them at that point.
Right, and that you shouldn't push anything on anybody. Yeah. But the truth is the truth, and you can believe whatever you want. We're all gonna find out at one point.
No, for sure.
We're all gonna find out what the deal is. When it comes to the purpose of a man, the definition, for that, in a sense, right? To me, like I said, I look at who Jesus was and what He did. Jesus didn't have much, but he knew who He was. So in a sense, He had an advantage.
Yeah. He
came into this world, and he already knew what His purpose was.
He's the one that has nothing, but everyone has to ask Him for something.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I like that. I like that. It's you look at it, right? And it's one of those that He protected His bride.
Okay.
Right? He when you look at what's manhood? I look at Jesus. Okay, who was Jesus? What did He do? He didn't come here for those that were saints or whatever. He came really for the sinners because He knew what His purpose was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He came down, lived His life, didn't sin. Not one sin, bro.
That's crazy.
Not one.
That's crazy, bro.
So that should say everything about the man of who He was.
That's crazy. Not one sin, bro.
So when I look at what's manhood? Like, what's an ideal man? I look at that.
Jesus.
But then it goes against everything what society says, because society is telling me one thing, but I look at this man who is perfect. But it's not your ideal societal man.
Right. But then again, we live in a different society now. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we're talking about decades and decades back. You know what I mean?
More than 2,000 years ago, something like that. True, the times were different. The stage was the same. Society at the time, the times were different, but the stages were the same. What do I mean by that? You had the richest of the richest. You had the poor of the poor.
Of the poor, of course.
That's been the timeline.
It's all about your morals.
Your morals and who you are. But, it's one of those, that now we can go into like, oh, I do good deeds. I do good deeds. That's not gonna get you into heaven, bro.
Nah.
It's your relationship with Jesus.
Because some people feel like they have to go to church or something to have a relationship with God. What do you feel on that?
I feel like fellowship is important, but you gotta have your house in order.
You gotta have your personal relationship with God. I feel like
you gotta have your house in order. So you come to a point where, and it's in the Bible as well. It's like before you come to me or to the altar, I'm not gonna quote it exactly how it is, but this is more or less the substance of what the passage says.
Okay.
It's like, don't come to me if you have a problem with your brother or sister. Okay. Go fix that first, then come to me. Right?
Right.
Before you, one of those things. Awesome. So it's like you get your house in order first, then go do the fellowship.
Then do the rest of the work.
Because there's not a more important discipleship or leadership as a man to do than in your house first.
Right.
Like I'm responsible for the leadership and spiritual, or the spiritual path, sorry, of my household, because it's just biblically wired that way. God, man, wife, children.
For sure. And I see here you have you looked up the definition of purpose.
I do have some key points, absolutely.
So like
we have the purpose, the definition of purpose here.
So what is the definition of purpose? As for in Google's terms anyway.
According to Google, it's the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists.
The reason for which something is done or created. So when you're trying to find your purpose, you're trying to create yourself in a way.
Okay.
Because it says the reason for which something is done or created. Right? You're doing it to create your image, yourself, your purpose. Right? So that's what I'm getting from that anyway.
100%. And I look at it from this point, right? Okay. So if we're looking at purpose of a man, so that means, what is my purpose? Which translates to, what was I created for?
Right. That's true too. And we spoke about this before the pod. You were thinking about it spiritually, but I was thinking about it financially.
Yeah. I think, we had that conversation. Because I thought, fresh haircut today, you know what I mean? By the barber in town. I said it last time.
My man was giving me a shout out, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course. Nah, for sure.
But
over here. No Diddy.
Appreciate it, bro.
Anyways.
No Diddy. But I was looking at it more financially, bro. Until you opened my mind to like the spiritual side about it.
Why were you thinking about, what was your focus on more?
Because I feel like, just like the stigma that it has around men, that men have to have like this good job and all this. Like, I thought that was our purpose.
Why? What made you think that? Like, why was it that?
Because they make it seem like the purpose of you being a man is so you could take care of your family and work all day long.
Okay.
You feel me? And bring the bread home. So I just felt like that's my purpose, to work and feed my family. You know what I mean? Until you told me about the spiritual, that's how I was looking at it, to be honest.
And that would make sense. I think that anyone that probably isn't read up or kept up, either in the faith, and it's not that I'm like a church boy.
No.
God knows that I've made a lot of mistakes.
You just have your point of view. You know what I mean? And that's why we're having this podcast, so we can share our point of views, bro.
Absolutely.
And bro, I'm learning a lot from you myself, bro.
I appreciate it.
We're doing the podcast or whatever, but I'm learning a lot. Like, I'm picking up a lot from you, bro. And we spoke about this before. Like, you are who you're around, right? So like, I picked up stuff from you. You picked up stuff from me. And that's pretty dope, bro. Like, and it's not even stuff like that stuff. It's just like growth.
I appreciate it. I
gotta give you your flowers, bro. You're a smart man, bro. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
In your own lane, you know what I mean? And like I said, we grew up differently, so you have a different perspective than I do, bro.
I think that's the I'm gonna say it like this. I think that's the beautiful aspect about life. That I'm gonna read one thing that will tie into what we were talking about, and it's this. It says, it's obvious, but manhood makes a man. It is an achievement. It turns a carefree boy with little sense of commitment to anything or anyone into a man who is eager to take on responsibility for others.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
You know
I felt that. I don't know if you guys understood that literature, but I felt that, bro.
I'm going to read it one more time slow for you guys.
I felt that, bro.
Not so slow. It's an achievement. It turns a carefree boy with little sense of commitment to anything or anyone into a man who is eager to take on responsibilities for others. So
and that, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I kind of got excited because like that's what I meant when I said like it turns a boy into a man who wants to take care of others. And that's what I felt. I felt like that was my purpose.
Taking care of others.
So like I was a boy, I became a man, I have a family, I have to take care of them. That's my purpose. That's what I felt there. But I mean, that can be like, it can be so many different ways that you could interpret that, bro. That, you know what I mean?
You transition from boy to man.
Yeah.
Because a boy, right? When you're growing up, you have little to no responsibility.
None.
Don't people are like, oh, I can't wait to be an adult. And then when you're an adult, damn, I wish I could be a kid
again.
Yeah,
100,
right?
bro.
Those responsibilities,
they start kicking
in. And I think that's the transition, right? Boy to man. Like it says there, it's carefree.
Yeah.
Right? We can be 30. You can be 40. You can be whatever age you want. If you're not living your life with integrity, with the purpose, which we're defining now, more or less, some type of responsibility for yourself. If you don't have a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, no marriage, no girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you're into, and you're kind of just living day by day, you know, eating chips, laying on the couch, on your phone 24/7, kind of not being productive.
Yeah. And that's easy to fall into, bro. So it's like, it's not even to come at anybody, because I've done it too, bro. Like, you know, you've done like,
fall into that.
It's easy to fall into, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like those days that you feel like, damn, like I'm slacking a little bit. Like, you gotta push yourself, bro.
The important thing is that you can recognize it. I can recognize it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
We stay in communication a lot.
Yeah,
obviously, we live fairly close to each other.
Yeah.
So we're in constant communication throughout the days. So, of course, and that's how our relationship started building.
Yeah,
we started
100.
pushing each other
100
on our low days.
That's why you need friends that are gonna push you, bro. Not those friends that are like, oh, it's all right, bro.
Nah, you good,
bro. Don't worry about that. We'll do that tomorrow, bro.
Yeah.
We'll do it next week, bro.
No, you can't have that. You gotta have a good circle around you.
Yeah.
But you know, a man assumes responsibility.
Not for sure, and you take care. Like I said, a boy turns into a man that starts taking care of people, right? It's not only your family; it's everybody around you, bro.
That's a great point.
You
touched up on it.
You know what I mean?
You touched up on it.
That's a good, bro. That was a good pointer right there, bro.
That you touched up on it 100%. Because as a man, I have to be a positive, not only for myself, not only for my wife, my kids, but my associates and everybody around me.
Everybody around me, bro. Because energy is real, bro. And I feel like a lot of people don't believe in that, bro, or they just don't care for it, maybe. But I feel like energy is real. So like what you're saying, you got to be a positive for everyone around you, because whatever energy you bring into this household, that's the energy everybody's gonna feel.
That's one aspect, and I'm gonna go a little further. Is like, how can I contribute to your life?
Right.
Because I can have a really great vibe, but am I doing anything for you? Am I adding to your life by being a statue in a corner? You know what I mean?
The day that you're in the deathbed, and you think like, damn, what I did, bro. You know what I mean? But like, damn, I added a little bit to this guy's life. I added a little bit to this person's life. You know, I'm happy with that because they learned a little bit of something off of me. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you said that, because I often think that, like,
when
it's all said and done,
and
it's my time to go, what am I going to feel? Am I going to feel regret? Possibly. Or am I going to be like, you know what? Not that I was a good person, but I would feel more at ease knowing that I did everything I could for others.
Right. As a man, you don't do it for you. You do it for everybody around you.
And that's a man.
And that's what makes a man. But yeah, bro, like I was saying, as a man, bro, you do it for everybody around you. You do it for the community, bro. You do it for them, but in a way you do it for you, because it's gonna make you happy at the same time that you were able to help these people, somebody grow in a way, bro. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a passage in scripture where it says, when somebody, basically this, I'm sorry, I'm not going to quote it word by word, but I'll just, like I said, I'll give you the substance, the golden nugget in what I'm about to say. It's basically saying, when evil is done to you, do not repay evil with evil.
Okay.
Because not only are you being quote unquote hurt? You're also hurting the other person, but you're hurting yourself in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, that's a tough pill to swallow. Because, man, if you punch me in my face, we swing, we go in the back.
Nah, tough.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
But I feel like that's a different
No,
situation.
you're defending yourself.
Yeah,
that's a little extreme,
yeah,
I get it.
little
But, like, if somebody says something hurtful,
yeah.
that's a great example. If somebody says something hurtful to you, words are just words, right? Mm-hmm. So how I react will determine everything. And basically that's what that passage says.
This is a good topic, bro, because this is not even like just finding your purpose, but this is like becoming a man, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
You know what I mean, bro? I mean, finding your purpose as a man is becoming a man. Actually.
You have to understand what purpose is. The reason for which something is done or created. Yeah. So purpose of a man is why was I created?
Yeah.
What is my purpose? So why was I created?
Yeah.
Why do I exist?
Yeah.
If you go biblical, it's to honor God.
It's crazy because I knew this was a deep topic since like before we even started.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was gonna get this deep.
Listen, guys, this is something that is definitely. If you're a young man out there, you're viewing this. If you're a mom, whoever you are, and you have boys or men in your life, it's definitely something that view us, but also go do your own research and.
Purpose, bro. Purpose.
And read up on it.
It's a big word, bro.
And from different angles, man. Like you can go to, even virtue. You can read Aristotle, Plato, just view it from different perspectives. I'm a man of faith, so my foundation is on that. But, thank you, history class and English. You read up on Plato and Aristotle, so that helps out a little bit.
Nah, for sure, bro. Definitely helps out, bro.
Yeah.
What is it says like, I know you said purpose was the reason why when a young man is created and becomes basically provided, but you got another key point. Damn, my man is on point right here. So
there's actually more nuggets in this passage.
Okay, go ahead, bro. All right, because I know this is your thing, bro. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
No, hit us with it, bro.
Where is it? All right, so according to society, right? If I'm a very successful young man, or man in general, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have plenty of options. So, I'm playing the field. Randy Johnson throwing strikes down the middle. So, society would say I have everything to gain.
Okay.
In society, I'm going to just box us in. Men in society would be like, that's him right there. That's how I want to be.
Okay. I see.
10, 20 women with him, a Ferrari in his freaking house, big house.
I thought you were going to go in a different direction, but yeah, okay.
I'm a curveball. You connect.
Nah, yeah, bro. My hand up.
But, yeah, I'm a handful for my wife. That's for sure. Right? So, typically, what is portrayed as a successful man.
It's a man that has a whole bunch of women,
money,
cars, and don't care about his family.
Almost like an arrogance feel to him.
I mean, it depends, bro, because I feel like that's in different cultures think different. I feel like
culture has a play.
You know what I mean?
Culture definitely has a play, but typically, and I've been blessed to be around wealthy families. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say that all. I'm saying it from what you see online.
Okay.
You see online.
I'm saying like.
Online with
our life, like our environment.
Right. You see a lot of a lot of arrogance, a lot of and not all, but
you see a lot of it.
You see a lot of it.
You see a lot of it, bro.
You see a lot of undisciplined successful men, to an extent, right? And I don't even want to say that. I might want to backtrack because even to get successful and to reach that level, you need a high level of discipline, and not discipline, self-discipline. The ability to wake up early in the morning, get a workout in. If it's not a workout, work on yourself, either in your business or whatever.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be like, yeah, but I know people that are fat, lazy,
fuck that.
I haven't done none of that, and they've made it. Like I feel like there's probably like a small percentage of people that actually make it that way.
Look, I'm not going to judge somebody.
Probably a large, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know specifically, but.
I'm not going to judge somebody by the shape of their body.
No. I'm not body shaming anybody.
No. But you do make a great point.
But I'm just saying, like, there's people that, like, I feel like nowadays everything's like, oh, you gotta be fit, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But there's people that are not fit that have made it, that are not disciplined that have made it.
I call them one-timers and lucky.
You think so, bro?
I mean, I don't know too. I personally don't know
I feel
too
like,
many that are not.
I don't want to like put anyone in a category, but
Look at it this way.
I don't know.
Look at it this
tough,
way.
bro.
You're going to do something. You're gonna do something to get something. To be successful, you have to do something to get something. To get successful, you need a high level of discipline to do the things that you don't want to do for a long period of time in order to get that.
100.
Some get lucky around this. Some get it overnight. Not likely. That's not the majority. I mean, well, yeah, that's like a very small minority, right? And that doesn't make the rule because it happened to 1 out of 10,000 or something like that. That doesn't mean that that's the norm.
Right.
The realization of being successful,
what about,
takes a lot of work.
Definitely takes a lot of work, bro. What about the daily 9-to-5 working man that's looking for his purpose?
Honorable. Listen, man. Just because you don't have a Ferrari in your driveway, because you don't have a big house, because you might be, if you feel like you're struggling or whatever, that doesn't make you less of a man if you're doing honorable things, you're living with integrity, right? You're doing something, right? Like a job, a 9-to-5. Like you're doing something. You're being productive.
Saying, yeah.
You're being productive, man. Listen,
well, if
you don't need all the riches in the world to live a happy life.
Yeah, but I feel like that guy could fall into my category of what I thought a purpose is.
What do you mean? Expand on that a little bit.
I mean, like he falls into my category more or less because I'm saying like he is a provider. He sees his purpose is going to that job every day to provide for his family or whoever he provides for.
So let's dissect this into 2 categories.
Mm-hmm.
Married, relationship,
and single.
Single.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna touch on the single aspect a little bit, right? If I love my wife. Backtrack. If I was single, if I have a job,
mm-hmm.
if obviously I'm independent,
mm-hmm.
I have my place,
mm-hmm.
I have a job, and I have a hobby. Typically, right? That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
More or less.
All right, let's break down a single life. I wake up, my ideal day of being a single guy, right? I guess. I wake up, I get a workout in, hygiene, clean up, stay presentable, go to do my job. After that, in between all that, I try to eat healthy because...
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. That's you, but there's a category of men that they're single or they might be married and they don't do that.
I'm glad you brought that up because
that's what I'm saying. Because I want everybody to understand and more or less find their purpose, bro. You know what I mean?
So
there's guys that don't work out, don't go to the gym, they don't eat healthy.
That doesn't make them a bad person.
They're not a bad person. That's what I'm trying to say, and they can still find their purpose. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like they got to dig deeper. I don't know what I'm trying to get to, but I just know that there's different types of men. You know what I mean? And I feel like that plays a big part in like them finding their purpose.
A man has some type of not type. A man has discipline, self-discipline, manners, and self-control. An
ideal man.
No, a man.
A man. So what you get into is that those men that
we're making excuses for ourselves.
No, wait.
We're making excuses.
I know they're making excuses. They've been making excuses, but what I'm saying is those men are not men. That's what you're saying. They're kids.
I wouldn't say kids. They're just boys. Shit. To be quite frank, I'm getting to the point of a man.
Right.
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100.
I don't want to like disrespect nobody.
I'm gonna be blunt and honest.
Yeah.
I'll be that guy for you. So, listen. Being a man, you take care of responsibilities.
100.
But
a lot of them do take care of responsibilities. They just don't take care of themselves.
You don't love yourself. You gotta love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's start there,
bro.
If you don't love yourself, how can I love somebody else?
Yeah. I think I learned that when I was like 18, bro.
So, and I get it, dude. Look, life happens, and again,
and I still didn't act on it on that point. My fault to cut you off. I'm just thinking like, it took me time to act on it, bro.
Talk
and really
me,
show
man. Talk
myself
to me.
and
Talk
really
to
show
me.
myself love. This is why I'm trying to speak to those guys. Like speak about those guys, not only speak to them, but speak about them. Because I know there's a lot of guys out there, bro.
Yeah.
That feel like that.
Talk to me. Keep talking.
You know what I mean? And it takes time, bro, to get to that point where you want to like actually go out there and take care of yourself.
I think that we have way too much access to bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of distractions.
But it's how you react to things. Listen, you can argue it. 5-7 years ago, we might be fighting, it might turn into something else. I had to adapt and learn that not every action deserves my reaction.
Yeah.
There's the self-control comes into play. Because we have a disagreement, I don't have to put hands on you.
Nah, 100. But that's what I'm saying.
It was like that.
Nah, 100. It's a lot of, like that's one thing that you have to learn too, how to control, self-control.
But that's part of being a man.
That's part of being a man, bro. It's a lot, bro, that it comes with, that it takes. It's like so much, bro, that. And then if you don't have your dad, which we spoke about that, like what, our first episode?
First or second episode. Go tune in, by the way.
Go look back at our first episode so you guys can catch up on that as well. But you don't have your dad, I feel like it's harder for you to you're not learning a lot on your own, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that delays the process of finding your purpose, I feel like.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
It's a tough thing. It's not impossible. And here's the thing. It's an unfortunate situation. It doesn't make you though. Right?
No, for sure.
You can have that fatherly absence.
You gotta want it.
You gotta want it, but you have to be self-aware. You have to all right, so let's start here. You grew up without a father, you know he wasn't in life. You kind of don't have that role model. So you by nature, dude, start looking for role models. I'm sure there was somebody you looked up to.
But what if those people around you are not the best role models?
Aha. Perfect.
You know what I mean?
That's when that you have to understand, but you don't have anybody there, right?
Yeah.
So is what I said.
And damn, bro, I hate cutting you off.
Nah, go ahead.
But that comes back to like nobody's gonna be there for you, but you're only gonna come save yourself.
To an extent.
What do you mean to an extent? Because I feel like that's fully.
I think that is the circle that maybe you were around.
Oh yeah, that too.
I think it's the environment in which you grew
100. But I feel like I don't know. I just feel like that as a man, like you just gotta have your own back, bro. Like
you do. But here's this thing, right? We got Bubba. Bubba's my son. He's gonna turn 1 in like 10 days. Sorry, 9 days. He's gonna turn 1. I have to be the superhero and the future man that he is going to become. So the same way Jesus came down, set the blueprint, right? I'm trying to emulate that.
Right.
Obviously, society, it is what it is. And we need money to, sustain ourselves. Right. We kind of lost our way from growing our own foods, building our own house.
We live in
a country,
life, basically.
We live in a country where you own a house, don't own the land primarily. Depending on where you live, that might.
Even if you own the land, you don't own the land here, bro. You crazy?
No, we live in the Dominican Republic.
You still gotta pay taxes after you. And bro, that's a whole nother topic. But you do have to be the man that you want your son to be.
So I have to.
But go ahead. I'm gonna talk on it after. Bro.
Go ahead, 100%. So I have to set the standard for who he is going to be, right? In the event, I'm not gonna put that out there in the universe, but I have to set the groundwork. Right. So I have to teach him. In a sense, he is my disciple.
He is, bro, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. What if you decided not to be in Bubba's life? Now Bubba has to figure his own self out. He has to learn everything that you're implementing. He would have to learn that from ground zero, and nobody's there to tell him. So now he's like living life, and he doesn't even know that he has to learn these things until he gets older. And then he's like, damn, like, what's my purpose? What am I here for? Like, what am I doing with myself? And he got to figure all of this out by himself.
I think that's why, in a sense, not in a sense, what am I talking about? That's why God is so important in life.
But what if Bubba, no one talking about God either? It's so much things, bro.
Then goes to the point. Who did In this case,
who
did I marry, and why did I select her for my spouse?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
That's tough, but
it goes to that.
A lot of men have one night stands.
Aha. Don't have sex prior to marriage.
Yeah, but we don't live in a perfect world, bro. You know what I mean? We don't live in a perfect world.
So to find this purpose of perfection that doesn't exist because we're born in the state of sin. Bro. We're born in the state of sin. So we're already, by default,
we're already losing.
All jacked up.
We're already losing as soon as we come out.
We all fall short of the grace of God. We all fall short on the grace of God. The only way through to the Father is through the Son. There's no other way. Not your good deeds, not how much money you donated, not how rich you are. None of that shit matters. But your relationship with Jesus and following him. No, so, yes, it's an unfortunate situation for those that grow up without a dad. However, that's when the environment you are around is what important.
It's important. You have to get rid of those toxic people in your life and come around people that are gonna help you out of it.
And if I wasn't in Bubba's life for whatever reason, I would pray and hope that he is surrounded around good influence.
That's what I'm saying. Good people. That, like, me too. Like, God forbid, right? Like you said, we don't want 39 in the universe. I would know now that I would feel comfortable if you were there for my kids, because I know, like, you're a good brother, a good uncle, or whatever, you know what I mean? And I hope you feel the same way about me, you know what I mean?
Well, you got parents.
And like, exactly. and that's like the type of people you want to be surrounded by, because you know that your family's going to be good regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. You know and it's almost like, even for Janessa, for my daughter, I have to surround herself with, this is going to sound bougie as hell, and it's not. It's around, set her up for kind of success.
No, 100%.
Success, I'm not talking money. I'm not talking having flashy things. I need her to grow up to be a respectable young lady around other respectable and honorable young ladies that are around honorable, respectable young men.
Yep.
So what do I mean by that? If it is what it is, if we live in an area that's heavily drug infested or whatever, you guys get the drift, right? And she stays around that area, then I am not setting her up to meet the ideal.
And then you can't be mad, man, if she falls into that standard as well, because
some culpability.
You had a lot. It was
put her in a position.
The ball was on your court. Was on, like you told me last time, bro. Like, whatever is before, that's not your fault. But from here on, it's all on you.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That's how it is.
So that was your fault. You know, and from there on, it would be hers. But
if that would be the situation, then she would be paying the sins of the father, kind of thing.
The seeds you planted.
So I have to make sure that I set them up around a good group of people.
And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, what does that have to do with finding your purpose? I mean, it has a lot to do with finding your purpose. I feel like if you don't find your purpose as a man, then you wouldn't know what to do in any of these situations, bro. And everything we just spoke about.
But it's an instinct nature, right? Like even
and that's part of finding your purpose, actually. Going through all these things.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything definitely happens.
Everything happens for a reason, more or less. It's when it comes to her, I obviously want her around a good group of people, and finding your purpose. Like I said, I have my personal opinion. You would have to have a relationship with God.
What about,
because you don't know, without God, then there's no God. Then why are you here? Who are you?
I was gonna say, what about for women? But I mean, it falls in the same thing. Like, they have to find their relationship with God as well. I feel like
they do, and if they read up on it, they're not gonna like it.
Yeah, women go through a lot as well.
100%.
You know what I mean?
But that's why we have to protect them. See, the thing is this: God, man, wife, children.
Yeah, but I don't know. Nowadays, bro. I mean, that's the right way to put it, regardless, because you are the top of your house. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever goes around, whatever you do outside and you bring it to this home, that's what's going to go down. But I feel like it should be God, husband and wife, kids. That's what I feel like. I don't feel like the man should be on top, bro. Personally, I don't feel like that. I feel like it should be equal. I feel like it should be 50-50, bro. Like woman, husband, we unite, we make that 100. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you're always definitely the man is definitely gonna be the head of the household, in a way.
And it sounds harsh. It's not.
It is.
It's not harsh because, look, if we go into detail, women by nature are more emotional.
Yeah, for sure.
Men are more logical, rational. Again, of course, there's some men that like boys and have some feminine traits or too emotional, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. That's a whole different topic.
But those are still boys. You're careless, you're carefree, no responsibilities. So you're hyper emotional. That's not a man, because a man has self-control. So in these situations, he's poised, he's calm, he's analytical, he's thinking, there's a problem, how do I solve it? And a lot of things, women go through a lot. That is a great point. They do. If they have a man in their life, I promise you, she might be going through something.
No, but she's not going to go through as much for sure. No. But I mean, like, what I meant when I said women go through a lot of things is like, women go through postpartum depression. They go through like anxiety. They go through, like, women go through a lot as well. You know what I mean? And I wasn't talking about like that aspect, but like, I just feel like women go through a lot, so they got to find their purpose as well in a way. For them to like, I don't know how to explain it, bro.
What do you think makes a woman happier? A career or having a family?
It depends the type of woman she is, I feel like.
And I'm gonna tell you that you're probably right, but you're wrong.
All right, go ahead. You explain your part, and I explain.
Because there's been plenty. I mean, if you go online, I mean, depending what you view, I guess, right? But the higher the career ladder they climb, they come to a point where now they're 40, no kids, and they're like,
that. Yeah, that's different. But I definitely feel like they need a balance. I feel like women need to have a balance where they are making a decent amount of money, but they're also taking care of their family. Because I feel like, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like they need to work a little bit, in a way,
Work a little bit.
Like,
do they need to work, or do they need like a little social life? What is it? We're gonna dissect it.
Social life. Everybody needs social life.
True,
but I feel like, now I'm not saying they need a job, but they need a hobby where they can make some money, so they can feel like they're doing something.
Okay, so let's backtrack to.
And then they also need their family, so they can take it. Like, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? A balance, right? They need a balance, bro. Have a family.
Not like they need to kill themselves, but they need something to keep their mind occupied, and they also need to take care of their family. You know what I mean?
I think is, and in my opinion, it's not the work. It's literally a hobby, yes. But if you ask any woman, hey, would you rather work for the rest of your life or have a man take care of you for the rest of your life? Which one do you want?
Like I said, that depends on the woman. There are a lot of women that will be like, hell yeah, take care of me. But then there's a lot of women that they're like, nah, bro, I need to get my own. You know what I mean?
What's better, to need to work or to have the choice to work? Because yes, there is women that want to work, that's in them, but they also want the family. But it's different to have the weight and responsibility of having to work. Pressure and that.
If it's like pressure to work, then yeah, that's a different.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would want that.
I mean, I don't think anybody wants to be pressured. Like, you know what I mean?
But there goes the purpose of a man. As men, we are created.
To
tolerate,
to take some of that weight off of her, for sure.
Not screw her out the picture. We are made more tolerant.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro.
Right, we
definitely endure more. But I mean, like I said, bro, we are definitely made to take care of our family 100%. But I mean, every woman is different. Like I said, there's women that even if you're that man, like, you take care of the household, you take care of her, you take everything. They want to have a part of the freaking pie, bro. They want to work. Like, she don't want to stay home.
She feel like she's doing something.
Exactly. It just keeps her going.
And that's fine.
You know what I mean?
In my ideal world, I'm banking,
and I'm taking, and she don't got to do nothing.
You can. This is exactly how it be. Look, I'm this successful guy. Da da da. You don't have to work. I'm not saying don't work.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the option to stay home.
That's what I mean.
Kids.
Yeah. That's fine. What I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Bro, 100% of the time they're going to take that.
Yeah.
Why? Because wait a minute, I could just stay home if I wanted to. So wait a minute, I can burn the phase of I want to work, but then if I want to just chill for a whole year, I can do that too.
I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, it's good for her to have the option. I feel like, but 100%. I feel like I don't think 100% of women will take that. I feel like I gotta disagree, bro. I'm not gonna, I feel like a lot of women, even if you could financially take care of them or we can, they still want to work. Like I feel like there's a big group of women
that want to correct your
life. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's not about control. It's about them feeling full, like they're doing something for themselves.
Go do Pilates. Go do some Pilates.
Nah,
go
bro.
Have some. Go to a wine vineyard. Have some wine with some girls or whatever. Nah. I mean, it sounds misogynistic, but it's not. It's. They would. I'm not saying that those women don't exist that want that career, that want to work.
There's a lot of self-driven females, bro,
and that's fine. That's 100% fine. Yeah. As a man, and more successful men, or just men in period.
No, yeah.
Femininity goes a long way.
It goes a long way, bro.
It goes a long way. So as long she can have all these drives and this career shit, all that's great. But the majority of those women have very masculine traits.
Oh, yeah, some of them do.
What happens when you have a female
some of them do, yeah.
bumping heads?
Nah. I mean, now damn.
It gets crazy.
You just got tough. Yeah. Like, I mean, if it gets to that point where now the female is becoming too masculine in a point and she's making you feel like, oh, I got this, then that could be uncomfortable. That could be uncomfortable. But if she's like, she just wants to do her own thing and she doesn't mind and she's not like putting that, I got this. Like, she's just chilling, then just let her do her, bro. You know what I mean? Just so she can be happy in a way. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to I wouldn't want to sit my woman down in a way. Like, yeah, I'll take care of you all day. But if you want to do something, go ahead. Like, I'm not going to, you know what I mean?
I think the golden nugget of this is if I'd rather give my wife the option.
Yeah, she has the option.
Than to not have that option.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
That's it.
Yeah.
She can be however she is.
I'm with you on that one, yeah.
Preferably not masculine. But
100%.
I would rather give her the option than to her having to.
I feel like every man wants to give her the option.
That is like my ideal thing. Like, boom, hey, look, you can work if you want to. I know you like to work. That's fine. We can do that.
But you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Yeah, 100%. I'm done.
Right? Because as a man, purpose of a man is provide. But it's not just financially. People. You got to be there emotionally. You got to be there spiritually. She's having a bad day. What's going on, babe? Is there anything I can help you with? I just had a bad day at work. Hey, before you go any further, do you want me to listen or do you want me to solve your problem? What do you need from me? I just need a vent. No problem. Let's sit down. Cup of coffee? No problem. I'll go get it for you.
100.
Hey, your feet hurt? No problem. Let me rub your feet. So there's 100. So many other ways that you can be an asset to your wife than money.
That 100%, bro.
Right?
Money is should be the least of the worries, but I mean, in the world we live in, I feel like money is, people value it so much, bro. You know what I mean? And I feel like the more you stop valuing money so much, the more you start opening your mind to so much other things that are important and that could build your relationship and your foundation, bro. Like you just said, like if you're just focused on money, you're not worried about your girl coming home and you rubbing her feet. You know what I mean? Because all you think about is money. Like,
not saying that money is not important.
No, it's bro.
You should be working to elevate yourself day in.
If you're not making money, bro, you can't live. Let's be honest. You can't even sleep, bro.
Nah,
let's be honest. So we're not saying money's not important. Money's 100% important.
It is,
but it shouldn't be like. It shouldn't more be important than your family.
It shouldn't be the defining factor of what makes you a man.
Yeah,
because you can make a ton of money and still be a boy.
You can have a clip.
You can make a lot of money and still be a boy.
Still be a boy.
So how am I judging? Like, how am I judging boy, man? Like how he carries himself, how he talks, how he treats others.
That's crazy. You said that, bro. You can have a ton of money and be a boy.
Truth.
And you could probably have zero money and be a man, bro. It's
all about your character. Can I be an asset to those around me, even those that I don't know and I meet, those that I come across with? How do I interact with them? How do I treat them? Do I do something for them? Do I help them?
Like I said,
or am I gonna just shit in their face?
No, I feel like you should never shit in it. Bro, you don't never know. who can wash your hand tomorrow. So it's like you don't know who's who, bro. You can't just like I feel like I've been through that a lot in my life too. Like coming up, like you meet people and then like they look at you and they just instantly don't like you or something like that. But I feel like we're at the age where we shouldn't be thinking like that.
I don't know if
like why
I would be too concerned.
I mean, I'm not concerned about it.
No, I know what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, like, from my perspective, like if I meet a random person in the street, I treat everybody the same. Everybody with love, kind. If you want to feel the way you want to feel about me, that's fine. But I feel like me, because I don't know, like down the line, you might be my best friend. Like when me and you first met.
Right.
We're neighbors. We just used to see each other in the hallway, bro.
Right.
What if I was a grump? You know what I mean? I was a grump. And you said, oh, good morning. And I just kept walking. I didn't know you, bro. You know what I mean? Look how close we are now. So it's like I'm just trying to get to the point where it's like people just like it's part of growth too. I feel like that's it, like how you find your purpose too, bro.
You growing. You grow every day.
Man. You gotta grow in so many different aspects, bro.
Yeah, it's not just, and it goes to how we had that conversation when you was cutting my hair, which looks amazing. If you think it looks great, let me know. Drop it in the comments.
No, the marketing is A1.
For sure. We'll fly him out to go cut your hair. So if you need a haircut, type in where you're watching from. We'll fly JC Cuts out there.
For sure, bro.
No, but I think that, it's I'm sorry, where were we?
Guys, while he gets his thoughts together, make sure you subscribe, man. There's a lot of people that are watching that are not subscribed. Make sure you like. Please leave us some likes, man. It helps with the algorithm. And, man, we're just trying to get up there, man, little by little. We're trying to be consistent. We're trying to get up there. Trying to be good family, man. And we're getting to the next key point here. Jose, what you got for us, brother?
So right here, I just wanted to touch on why I think that if you have any questions as far as how can I understand what's purpose or what's my role as a man, I think that as a man of faith, again, I look to Jesus. And here, Jesus definitely, he displays selflessness and sacrifice, right?
I see it says here, real men free to give.
Which goes to how can I better everybody around me? Without the intention of what can I gain from them. So.
Damn, that's tough because a lot of people give.
A lot of people do something expecting something in return.
100%.
A lot of people are like that. Some people aren't. Kudos to you. But how life has shaped, I guess, the times we're in, the not majority, I don't want to say majority. I might be politically incorrect by saying that. But a lot of people give or associate with other people because it benefits them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, hey, go hang around with somebody that has nothing going on, because guess what? You might add to them, or you might succumb to that mindset that they have. But that's why you have to be knowing who you are, have some discipline, have some understanding of what you want. And while you're pursuing that, don't neglect those that may be lost, may be confused, are lacking, not motivation. I don't believe in motivation. Thank you, David Goggins. It's all about drive, bro. You got to have the drive. Motivation comes and goes. I wake up, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this. Something happens in life, fucking get a call, something tragic, somebody passed away, now I'm fucked. 48 hours, I'm fucked. A man with drive, that's not saying that's not going to bother them. In that situation, shit, take your time to grieve and shit. But
no, I feel like I can agree with that. Drive is definitely more important than motivation, 100%. If you don't have that drive in you to go do something, you're not going to do it. But I feel like you also need to feel motivated in a sense to a certain aspect. Like, you don't got to go like, oh, I'm going to watch 10 motivation videos. Because you can watch those 10 motivation videos, and after those videos, that's it. Now what? Now you're back on your phone swiping on Instagram.
You got your dopamine hit for like the day.
Yeah, exactly. Not exactly. But you definitely need some type of motivation, because you need to be motivated to do stuff. If you're not motivated, then what? You just out living life for what?
Yeah, nah, fuck day motivation. By day. Fuck motivation. It's a drive, bro. And this is why, like I said, if motivation was real, you would stay motivated, but yet you don't. So you need some type of drive. You need drive that doesn't go away. Why?
Drive and consistency.
Drive will breed consistency.
Will breed consistency. That's what I'm saying.
Drive will breed consistency.
And consistency will breed drive.
Drive, consistency, success. And it's not in that order, but it's like, I sent you a video the other day where I was like, dude was like, I had 9 fucking businesses.
Yeah. They all failed, yeah.
And what hurt him the most is that those people that are like, see, I told you so, were correct. And the dude had the drive, the mindset, yes, but not forever. That's a different type of mindset. Motivation would be this. I failed once, could do it again. Failed 3, 5 times, I quit. That's motivation.
Yeah.
Drive is relentlessly beating the fucking shit out of something until you get
motivation is definitely a short-term thing.
Drive is for the long haul.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. It's tough to tap into that. It's tough to tap into that because you have to go to a different type of mindset to consistently. It's called perseverance. It's consistently doing something, knowing that full belief in what you're doing is going to get you X.
Even if that thing might fail, but you have that belief that it's gonna get there.
We were setting up the pod, setting up this whole what you guys see for you guys, and you said something about failure. I said, nah, it's opportunity.
Yeah, opportunity. Yeah.
It's opportunity. Yeah. How you view things plays a big part. Shit. What does that have to do with purpose? Listen, man, you can be going through a shit storm. The biggest shit storm of your life.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity there.
In there, 100%, bro.
If you look deep enough, that silver lining, if you look deep enough, yeah, there's an opportunity there for you.
No,
what that is, I don't know. Depends on the situation and circumstances. But if you look hard enough in the
every time something happens, it happens for you and not against you, bro. I truly believe in that, bro, 100%. Because I feel like anytime I had a fallout, I got something way better out of it. You know what I mean, bro? So now, like, if something happens to me and I'm like, damn, like, my life is in shambles right now in a way, I'm like, I already know I'm about to shoot up, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
if I'm at the bottom, I can only shoot up.
Yeah.
No Diddy.
No. Oh. Nah, no cap, bro.
Listen.
So what we talking about over here? What's the next topic?
Listen, there were some key points
I hope you guys enjoying this podcast. This one might be a little longer, actually, bro. I think this might be the longest one. Let me see how far we are. We are an hour in, guys, right now.
An hour in. I hope you guys stay tuned.
So we're gonna touch on a couple more topics before we end the podcast.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a few key points where it's it says, for a man is to work, to create, to excel, and to be concerned with the world and its affairs.
Wait, come back.
To work.
So
be productive. To create, have offsprings, marry, right? To excel, to better yourself, right? And to be concerned about the world and its affairs. What does that mean? Yo, Jose, can you expand on that?
Create, excel, and be concerned about the world.
What does that mean? Well, to be concerned with the world and its affairs is to be concerned in what direction society is going, which kind of baffles me because, okay, if we're here now, what the fuck was the other generation doing for us?
Yeah.
Right? It kind of puts you in a perspective. But why would you want to be concerned is because when you marry, you have kids, or if you don't marry, if you're not married and you have kids, you want the best for them. So you should be concerned in what direction things are going in.
No, for sure, 100%.
Right?
But I feel like, my bad, I feel like you said work, create, excel, and worry about what's going on in the world. And you took that as like past tense, like whatever happened before, I have to make sure I know what happened so I won't repeat that same mistake, right?
I think we should understand history and what happened in history so we don't repeat it. Because history repeats itself.
100%, everything repeats itself. But I feel like, bro, like you said work, create, excel. So I feel like it's more like create so you could work and then you excel. And then the worry about what's going on, I feel like it's like you said, past tense. Because if you're worried about what's going on now, you're gonna be distracted.
Yes, it's. I guess you can look at it from different angles, right? When I'm looking at it from concerned with what's going on in the world, I have to be concerned with that because what's going on in the world, like we see today, right? Like what's going on today,
might affect you. Yeah.
I might not be 100% okay with that.
Yeah.
So then 100%. I have to when I have these offsprings, they're out in the world.
But the important things of what's going on, not like watching the news and Diddy Bop 3 just got shot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna help. Shout out to him, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you get what I'm trying to get to, right? Like, concerned about what's going on in the world, as in like important stuff, like political. That's what you get into?
I'm gonna say that it's good to know and keep up with. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna look at it from I have to be the person to disciple my family.
Yeah.
So because the world and its affairs, or what's going on in the world is going on,
mm-hmm.
I have a different view of it, mm-hmm. because not that what's happening was going to happen, even
mm-hmm.
though it was.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to scripture, I mean, it's clear as day, man.
And my brother always goes back to the Bible. Yes, sir.
Because it's happening.
Yes, sir.
Listen, people will be lovers of themselves, pride, lawlessness, everything in the book. And what do you see today? The same thing. It's the same thing. Sorry, guys.
But what I was thinking about was more of like what's going on in the world. That's in like, my bad. That's in like, you don't want to always like be watching the news or keeping up with the news all the time, because there's so much negativity in that, bro, mm-hmm. that it can literally drive you crazy. I feel like in a sense, like I know we all have like our Spanish grandmothers or our fathers that stay watching the news, and the news, like, it's all negativity, and negativity sells. You know what I mean? And that's why it continues to. And you'll see your grandma watching something, she'll be like, "Oh, se está acabando esto, cuídate. Que matan a dos." You know what I mean? And now she's like shaking, you know, because she's stressed out. So that's why I'm saying, like, yes, I mean that's my perspective. You might have a different perspective, but I feel like, yes, keep up with the news, but only keep up with the important part. Because if something is not affecting you directly, mm-hmm. you shouldn't
stress about it.
You shouldn't stress about it or take it so personally, because I feel like that's a big thing that Spanish people have, bro. Especially like.
So I'm gonna say this. It's not so much the news for me. It's mm-hmm. about the environment I'm in.
That's what I'm saying.
It's about the environment I'm in.
You definitely want to keep up with that type of news, like local to where you live.
Right, like. But a little further is, I'll touch up on like the grandma calling, like, "Oh, they killed 2, 3, blah blah blah. Don't go through there." She is worried for you, because that's not her norm. You're okay and cool, like whatever. Like, I'm chill, like I'm not too worried about it. Maybe.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You're in that, not partaking.
No.
But it's around you. It's normal.
Yeah.
More, it's not normal, but you become desensitized to it. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I just got to go through here, avoid that, blah blah blah. I'm good. You know your ins and out of it. I would want to set up my kids to be in a better place, in a better situation,
better environment,
where the negatives of where we grew up don't become their reality.
But I'm saying, like, even if your kids, let's say you move them out to mm-hmm. the best place in the world, it's quiet, it's a wonderful neighborhood, mm-hmm. they can still turn on that TV and see the negativity. So that's why I feel like I want to teach my kids, like, I'm not saying don't watch the news, because mm-hmm. you always want to stay updated.
It's not the news. It's like what's going on Instagram, the latest, the idols, these celebrities,
right. Right, it's a lot.
Keeping up with the Kardashians. Who the hell cares, bro?
Yeah, the Kardashians are not feeding me.
But I'm saying, like,
yeah,
you when the world, like, when it's saying with the world and its affairs is, you have to keep an eye on what's going on, because if you're a man of God, you know and you recognize what's right and wrong.
Yeah,
and you need to keep your household in check.
In check, 100%.
Now, because you're strong, not maybe physically, which is a plus, but I mean strong in who you are in your relationship with God, you can mentor your kids better. You can disciple them better. You can be that man for your wife that she needs.
Because you find yourself. You know your purpose. Right. You know your purpose. You find yourself. Exactly. So now you can lead them in the direction they need to be led.
It's not that, hey, keep them in the house, you're never going outside. That's impossible. Mm-hmm. But with a great mentor, you'll be better prepared and better equipped to deal with what's
these situations of life.
Yeah,
100.
what's going on in the world.
And just back to it, like, yeah, I just feel like you got to be kept up with like the political and all that. I don't feel like you so much need to be kept up with like whatever rah is going on around you. I feel
that's
like
cool.
I feel like your home is your safe space in a way.
Yeah, and that's cool. Keep up with the political things. I have reached the point that
not everything either, because like a lot of political stuff, like I said, if it doesn't affect you directly, it doesn't matter.
And it's like we had that conversation where it's like, yeah, it might not impact you directly, but it's a domino effect. Yeah. A decision up here will trickle down another decision to another decision to another decision. It keeps tumbling down till it reaches you, and now it affects you somehow. Yeah. It's like the telephone. Let's play telephone. I'll relay the message, then mess the message. By the time it gets to the end one, it's a totally different message. Yeah. But it's still affected. It still created an effect on each person because each person got a message.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. It's a domino effect. I get what you're saying. It's going to come down to you eventually. So, if you feel like that, then that's the type of information you should definitely intake and prepare for.
That's why.
But, bro, I always got to be the one to cut it off.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But before we even cut it off, what's your purpose as a man, bro?
Love my wife.
Love your wife?
Love my wife. Love my children. And love myself.
Yeah. My purpose as a man, number one, take care of my family, my girl, my kids. Mm-hmm. And 2, growth. Growth, bro. I feel like my purpose is to grow every single day because I learn something every day, bro. Mm-hmm. Every day, I promise you, I wake up and I learn something new, bro.
That's important.
So I feel like growth is very important. And not only growth in like intellectually, but like also growth like physically, emotionally, spiritually. Mm-hmm. And then the third, I would probably say just like be kind to everyone around me. That's probably my purpose, bro. Those 3 things.
You know what all 6 things have in common?
Yeah.
Love.
Love, for sure.
Spread love, not negativity, guys.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
So.
And guys, man, thank you for tuning in, man. Like, we appreciate you guys. Please remember to subscribe, man. I know you watch. You're already here, bro.
Might as well subscribe.
You're already here, sis. Like, just
don't forget to like.
Yeah, like it. Please show us some love, man. And we're gonna keep this content coming, man. We're gonna try to be more consistent for sure. We're not gonna, regardless of the fact, even if we last 1 week, 2 weeks, 3-4 days, we're not gonna give up on the podcast. Negative. You know what I mean? We're definitely gonna come back. You know, we got kids. Life gets in the way, but we're definitely gonna be here, man. So make sure. Oh, they should definitely give us some topics. Maybe we should talk about. What you think?
Absolutely. If you guys have any topics that you guys want us to cover, touch up on, feel free to leave it in the comments.
Some video topics.
Anything. Any feedback, any positive, negative feedbacks, any topics that you guys might want to hear about. In our opinions, our perspective, through Dad's Only Podcast, we're here to serve you. And we appreciate the time you guys have shared.
And if you feel like you already found your purpose or you want to give us some feedback, put it in the comments.
Yeah, if you feel, I'm interested. Right? Yeah, that's a good one. If you feel like you found your purpose, right? I would love to hear about it.
Or if you feel like the purpose of a man is something else, like just give us your perspective in the comments. We'll reply. We'll definitely reply. Yep. We'll get back to you guys. A lot of you guys reach out, DM us. Mm-hmm. And you can remember, guys, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram. What else we got? We got Facebook.
Yep.
And all of them are through Dad's Eyes Podcast.
So go ahead and tune in.
Show some love, man. Show some love.
God bless you guys.
Yo, Jose, thank you, brother.
I
appreciate you, brother.
Yes,
Much
sir.
love for you and your